Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we share what distilleries we really want to visit, but we haven't seen yet. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, as well as our special guests, Phil Collin, Luke Otero, Jim Goeken, Royce Neely, and Joseph Chess.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Hey-oh. So,
Hey,
yes. Yeah, good show today. We're going to have some fun. We're talking about what distillery we'd like to go to, but we have never visited. So that'll be fun. And, yeah, we'll get to that after the break. I'm just in a good mood. I have a new room at my house. We cleaned out what was basically just a storage room and turned it into a TV room. Bought a couple lazy boys, like real lazy boys. And, they're nice. So the warden and I both have our own chair. It's like Edith and Archie. And, I was like, this room doesn't matter. They don't have to match. It's like, usually, you want to have like the same time. I was like, you buy whatever's the most comfortable for you. I'll buy what's most comfortable for me. And then I'll tell you what, because I don't want the headaches. You can pick where you want to sit. Am I on the left or on the right? I don't care, because whatever. If I picked it, she'd complain. I'm like, this one's closer to the vent. This one's closer to the inner of the house. You pick where you want. So yeah, we got this, and it's like a whole new world. It's a TV room. Yeah.
Is there only 2 chairs, Steve?
Only 2 chairs in there. That's it.
Okay, so next time we're there, then me and Royce get to come pick out our chairs, and then we get to add those to the room.
Okay, then we'll have 4. Yes, we can do that.
So no one else can be in your TV room but you and your wife.
Yeah, me and the wife. Yeah, that's
currently. Well, until me and Royce arrive and pick
until
out
you guys
our
get your chairs. Till you get your chairs, then.
All right.
Not very welcoming of you.
Did you go with recliner, Steve, or did you go with a chair and ottoman?
No, recliner. So I got the recliner.
Yeah, I've got a recliner in the basement, and when I moved upstairs, when we redid the house and we have our TV room upstairs now, I went with the chair and the ottoman, and I got to tell you, it's a game changer. Okay. There are so many more positions you can get into in the chair. Yeah, and the ottoman, you can throw a leg over the chair. You can swivel to the right and to the left.
I can go from sitting on the chair. And that's fine sometimes. It's a comfortable chair. I can go back partially where it's kind of like lean back. Or I can go back almost like it's like you're laying down on the couch. I mean, that's pretty nice.
Let's be fair. Steve is not exactly like, he's not like
svelte.
Flexible. Well, he's not real flexible. Right. It's not like Steve is throwing a leg up on a chair anytime soon. He's really just like 2 positions, and it's standing straight up or laying straight back.
Right. So yeah, and then they even they of course give you at Lazy Boy they give you for your body type. I got the big boy, of course. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've got one that's set up for me, so it's nice. Becca would get lost in that thing. Yeah. Nice. She would get lost in it, but for
the big man chair. Yep.
Big man chair. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
I can't wait to come and hang out with your house when you're not there.
You're not allowed to go in that chair. No, it's just Morgan
The
and I
only
made that rule.
reason I get invited to St. Louis is because you're gone, so I'll be sitting in your fucking chair with the warden next to me, watching whatever the hell we want to watch.
The Hallmark
So
channel.
unfortunately,
Hallmark,
Steve,
Yeah.
you don't have a choice.
We'll see.
Strategically placing the remote. That's the key.
To see if I get some locks on the doors. Because
Okay.
it does have doors on there. I'll have to see if I can get the locking mechanism.
I'll pick the lock.
Royce, you said you had small talk. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so I was curious. Most of you guys are older than I am, and I was just wondering. I was talking to my dad the other day. This is the worst snow that I've ever dealt with or ever seen in my lifetime. I was just wondering, what's the worst snow you guys have ever dealt with, or snowstorm?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
That's a good, fair question, Royce.
Okay.
And for me, it was about 18 years ago here in Santa Fe. We had about 4.5 feet over 3 days.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait, how much? Say that again.
4.5 feet.
Over 3 days?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Maybe that's a lot of snow.
Sounds like you're in Buffalo there or something. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think this is the worst snow we've had in a long, long time. We haven't had anything like this forever. When I was a kid, like in '82, they had one that it dumped like 26 inches overnight, and it caught everybody off. They called it a thunder snow. It's like they always talk about where things just ultimately hit right. The temperature was right, and it was going to be rain, but then the temperature dropped enough where it's snow, and it just dumped like crazy. The city wasn't expecting it. Everything shut down for a solid week. There was no getting out of your house. It was walking up to the grocery store, all that kind of stuff. And school closed down for a whole. It's the only time school closed down for a whole week. Now this, for the most part, a lot of schools closed down for a whole week on this one.
My kids were out for essentially an entire week. Yeah.
Yeah, first time I've seen it since then.
And this is what me and Dad were talking about. It's like in '72. I mean, look at how much the vehicles have changed from that time to now. Snow plows, like all of it. To shut something down for a week now is pretty daggone incredible.
Right.
Because at first the old man gave me, I got the, it was, we walked uphill both ways to school type of talk.
Right.
In the 70s and 80s, son, it snowed like this every year. Every winter was like this. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. I went out there and tried to use the Bobcat to get 3 inches of ice off the ground, and it didn't work too well. So I've never dealt with anything like that. I mean, for 7 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that Phil looks like he's sitting in snow right now.
Yeah. This is true.
He looks like he's trapped in snow
In
currently.
the background.
If you position the camera just a little bit on,
This is the office I never use. There's still nothing on the wall
like
after
it.
2.5 years.
Also, I love that poor Luke, like everyone's like, New Mexico must be hot there all the time. Jim Goeken.
Jim.
And literally and Luke's like 4
4.5
feet of
feet?
fucking snow.
Hey, that's really nothing against like whether you like global warming or not, but that really goes to show. I mean, look at that. 18 years ago, 4.5 feet in New Mexico. Like weather changes, it happens.
Right. It happens.
We're at 7,000 feet, right where my house is.
Right.
So we're high
You're gonna
plains
get
desert.
Yeah, you're going to get snow.
Steve's seen the mountain right behind
It's
us.
beautiful.
We're at the foothills, and that goes up to 10,000 feet.
Right.
So yeah, they had over about 130 inches that year up on the mountain. So
Jiminy crickets.
That's
But
the only place I've
New
been skiing,
Mexico
actually.
is only
Santa Fe.
warm all the time, right, Luke?
oh yeah,
It's balmy.
balmy and
Yeah, like South Dakota.
South
Yeah.
Dakota warm, yeah.
We were going to go to Mount Rushmore for spring break in South Dakota a couple years ago, and then we checked the forecast and we learned that in early April there's still a pretty decent chance you'll get snow on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Hell
in
yeah, there
South
is.
Dakota. And my wife said, like hell, I'm spending my spring break dealing with snow, and so that got off the table real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can go skiing down at Terry Peak.
I think we had the same storm you're talking about, Steve. It was probably 81 or 82. And I lived in central Illinois at that time and on a farm, and we had I don't know how much snow, but I know there was a drift that was about 5 feet tall clear across the road that we lived on, and people were coming home in the middle of the night from Caterpillar, which was the big employer up there, and they would hit that drift and they would get stuck on it.
Oh man.
And we would drag them off of it with a 4-wheel drive tractor, and then we would drive them like 3 miles up the road to a neighbor's house, and that was as far as we could make it in a 4-wheel drive tractor, farm tractor. And we would take them there, and then guys from town would come out on snowmobiles and take these people back to their house. And we had like 10, 15 cars in our driveway at the farm of just people that got stuck in this drift.
Yeah.
And that went on for like a week.
That's crazy. Crazy. Well, Becca, growing up in North Dakota, and I know you're better suited for it, but there had to be one that even North Dakota could do. What the hell happened?
This is like an unfair question because when's the most snow? I don't know. I mean, it's like it also that's a hard question, especially in North Dakota because our wind, it is always windy in North Dakota,
Well,
and
right,
so
the coldest it ever got. You have to remember
the coldest it ever got.
Yeah.
Yeah, negative 60 is like the coldest it's ever
Jesus
been when I've been up there.
Christ.
But
Too cold.
It's not meant for humans.
Phil, they don't shut their diesel trucks off up there.
no,
Right. No, I get that.
Same thing in Alaska.
Anyway,
Same
they
thing where
run the entire winter.
yeah, you just run your truck all winter. We also have garages, but also you just let your truck run if it's outside, and even equipment you just leave your equipment running all year, all winter long. Once it starts to get cold out, you put diesel treat in the tanks, but you just leave your diesel equipment. It just runs from November until March. It just you never shut it off at any point. That's just kind of how, unless somehow it warms up, but you just don't shut it off unless you can bring it out inside somewhere. But snow wise, I mean, I'm sure we got I don't remember specifically being 4 feet. I'm sure we did when I was a kid, but 3 feet was not unheard of. But the worst thing is that we would have this crazy wind, and that's really what makes North Dakota really bad, because we get it gets cold, but then it's the wind chill that screws everything up, and also the wind itself. We would have snow drifts that were as high as the bridge. So you're going underneath an underpass or an overpass, whatever, and it's as high as that is. And you're driving and you're like, what the fuck is that? And you're like, oh my God. And the snow's fluffy, so you're I probably can make it through that. And also I can't stop anyways. So you kind of just go, and you can't see for the next, 50 feet in front of you because you just hit some massive snowdrift, or you get stuck. And that's just kind of how we don't really get, we can have heavy snow in the sense that it's wet, but it gets so cold that most of the time it is pretty fluffy snow. But we do get ice, and we've had bad ice storms and stuff there too. And honestly, that's worse. We'd rather just have
Sure.
really cold and a ton of snow. But I mean, it's hard to say what's the worst winter that we've ever had, and what's the worst snow we've ever had, because it's often pretty bad. We've had some easier ones the past few years, but you still go through at least 2 weeks every winter where it's below 20 below temperatures. Yeah, there's at least 2 weeks. There's always at least 2 weeks during the winter where it's below 20 below zero. And everyone's oh my God, that must be the worst thing in the world. Honestly, yeah, it's bad, but you're prepared for it and you're kind of used to it, and you know how to bundle up. And so as horrible as it sounds, it's not, because you're so bundled up that it's not that bad. I'm worse off here. I get colder here because I'm oh, it's not going to be that cold out. And so I never actually get bundled up here. No, but it's never that fucking cold here, Royce. It's never that.
It's never get negative 20.
But it's never that cold here. Never actually that cold. And so I never actually bundle up at all when I'm here. And so I get.
That's on you.
Cold. Yeah, and that's for sure. It's 100% my fault. But I get cold here because I'm oh, it's actually pretty cold here. But it's not cold. It's just I'm not actually trying to prepare when I'm here.
You're also getting older, Becca. And
no, I'm absolutely no, Jim.
I think she might be less drunk now than she was in North Dakota.
No, it is 1,000% me not being prepared whatsoever, because
She's not getting older.
Worked outside. I'm not getting older. I've frozen in time.
Yeah.
But I just am
I
not.
will say, as you get older, it gets worse.
But I
Yes.
don't get
Cold
prepared for
sucks,
winter
yeah.
at all. Like I barely put on a jacket, and I'm like, why am I so cold? And it's like, no wonder, you dumb bitch. You're not fucking wearing a jacket.
No.
But I'm just saying it gets worse. The older you get, the less tolerant you are of the cold.
I'm past it. I'm almost 37, Jim. I fully understand that.
Oh, yeah.
No, you don't.
Oh,
No, you don't.
37.
Because you're talking about the cold being an issue. For me, it gets to be the bones ache and all that kind
Oh,
of
my
stuff.
bones ache, Steve.
I'm
Trust me.
telling you, you don't. There's a bone ache that you don't even know that there is. You have no idea that bone ache.
Here we
is.
go.
You don't even have that
You
bone.
don't even understand
until you're
bones
over
aching.
50. You don't even know.
Gosh dang it.
Yeah.
It's all good till you hit 50. Then the wheels start falling off. And,
God, here we go.
Wait
Yeah,
till
it
you
gets
wait till you hit 82. I'm
Yeah, 82.
Okay,
like,
all
oh, yeah.
right,
Yeah,
Luke.
then it gets bad. Then it gets really bad. Yeah.
Royce, how do I look for 82? Come on, be honest.
Well, the hair alone, it's flowing.
It's
the
funny
gray-
Flowing
because
locks.
my lovely husband back here is always like, oh my God, everything's cracking and aching. And I'm like,
Every time I get off the couch,
Yeah.
it pops. I'm like, what the hell?
I'm
is
like,
going
that's
on?
kind of how it
gets
goes.
worse.
Like,
Gets worse.
yeah, I'm like, that's kind of.
Luke, are you really 82?
No.
God damn.
Fucking 80.
Well, it's the third time it's come up on these recordings. You say
Also-
something enough. People dumb enough to believe it.
See,
Oh,
Phil,
I'll tell you how bad
haven't-
this snow was up here. We're coming past Lexington the other day on the cross-country bobcat trip that my dad made me go on with him. And all of a sudden, there's just all this, I couldn't tell what it was, but, everything just got white. Out of
Snow?
nowhere. And Dad's like, oh, my God, son, I think this is one of those there whiteouts they talk about. It wasn't. It wasn't at all. A semi blew up the road. It was just smoke coming onto us. So there we went on through it. One of them there whiteouts.
Phil, for about the past 2 years on the
what he always
podcast
says,
that
yeah.
I've been on, I just been teasing
You're
everybody.
making him break the fourth wall there, Phil. Mr. Who
Apologies.
can't ever say anything serious, cracks all kinds of jokes. Doesn't like when you say ruin his jokes, but my God.
Also, Phil,
You're
fun
really
fact
82.
about Luke, he's like 6'2".
Uh-huh.
Like, I never knew that Luke was tall. And then I met Luke and I was like, what the fuck? Luke's tall?
Always seated, always sitting.
Yeah, I had no
How old are
idea.
you, Luke? Are you 6'2"?
Yes.
Yeah.
6'2"?
6'2" and 97 years of age.
Yeah. He's getting
He's
older
getting there. Getting
by the
there.
second.
Getting there.
When-
the
when-
hair's
when-
still good, though. The hair's
when-
solid.
Hair's great.
When Phil said that, I heard Cousin Eddie. Are you shitting me, Clark?
Right,
Are you serious?
exactly. You serious, Clark?
Well, he's gonna buy. He's gonna buy the RV.
That's that moment right there. That was it. There you go. Good one. On that note, it is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Miss Beka Sue. She looks like she's ready to go, actually.
I am. I've got some Blue Run here. I figured I would shout them out because I think that one of the founders, their house burned down recently.
It did. Yeah, Mike Montgomery.
So
Unfortunately lost his house.
shout out Blue Run. Go buy some. Get their stuff. But this is from some of their first. Actually, this one won, I believe, best bourbon. This was
Best single barrel.
yeah, best single barrel. But it's 130 proof. That's why I kept it last. But it is 13 and a half years and well loved. So let's see what it says.
Okay. Solid. Solid.
Was it?
Yeah, I liked it. All right, we'll go to Royce. He looked like he was also ready, so let's see what he's got here.
I've got an unmarked bottle of my 151 proof brandy that I have literally 1/5 of.
Okay. Phil talked over it, otherwise I think you'd have the lead. So Becca's got the lead because of the
Damn you.
All I heard was All right.
It's like a
Phil's having a bad
Scooby-Doo.
show. Phil's having a bad show, officially, let the record show Phil's having a bad one. So, all right, Luke, what do you got?
I've got Bomburgers.
Becca's out. Nothing.
Nada.
Nothing there. It was quiet. You should just send that bottle on to Becca because it's clearly flawed, and I'll drink it there. That'll be good.
Right.
I'll be there soon, Becca. Don't worry. I'll be
Can't
there
wait.
soon. All right, Jim. How about you, man?
I've got a Knob Creek. This one is 2 months shy of 16-year-old single barrel.
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
Very
Yeah,
wet.
not enough to take over. Becca's still got the lead, but man, I bet you that's a good Knob Creek, man. 16-year-old. That older stuff that they've had, I always found their older ones to be very enjoyable, for sure. All right, Phil, you're next.
Ending our shows with a bottle of Elmer Tandy Lee, and I got high hopes, but it's been a disappointing night. So here we go.
Okay, no. Becca's still got the lead. I'm going to go Middle West. This is the Pumpernickel Rye finished in a Naranja cask, which is one of my favorite finishes, by the way. So if anybody's looking for gifts for me, the Naranja cask. No, nothing there. Becca, you take it. So,
That one's
well
for
done.
Blue Run.
cheers. Yeah, there you go. Cheers to
Cheers.
Mike Montgomery. Lost
Yeah.
his house in house fires out in California. Tough stuff. Cheers.
Congratulations, Becca.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about distilleries that we'd like to visit, but we just haven't been there yet. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
This is Freddie Mills, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about distilleries we'd like to visit.
Yes, we are. So this one is going to focus on ones that we haven't been able to get to. So I know this group is pretty distillery experienced. We've been to a lot of places. So what's a place that you haven't been to, but man, it's really on your list. You really want to go see that one. Anybody got something that stands out?
I'm ashamed to say this one.
Okay.
I should have been there. Because I've been to the distiller's house.
The suspense is killing me.
Yeah.
I've not actually been into Jim Beam yet.
Oh, crazy. You got to go.
Insane.
I've driven out there,
Yeah?
but I think they were closed. There was, I think, some like weather issues going on or something. I don't remember. It might have been COVID. I don't remember what it was. It might have been COVID. But I went out there with Chelsea.
Beam does a nice job with their distillery tours and everything. I like the grounds. I like the restaurant, as we talked about when we did the restaurant show. It's worth going to. I like Beam for sure.
I would like to actually go there and like actually get a look around and
Yeah.
eat eat there and all those good things, but I've not gotten to do that
If
yet.
Royce would give you a day off, you could get over there.
I
You
know.
he
He's a
is.
slave driver.
I'm telling you,
It's
he just won't even let you, get a day off. You should pay her for that day too, because that counts as work. I feel.
I'm
going
pretty
to his
sure
other
that
distilleries.
is research and development.
I agree.
Work related.
Yeah, that is work related. He's got to step up. It's like you're getting full pay today, and by the way, you get to go out to Beam, have fun. Yeah.
Of all the places that I've been to, the Beam is by far the best at accessibility. We were there, and one of the women we were with had a hip problem and had to be in a wheelchair. It was like the only place that, like, every place you went on the tour, no matter what it was, they had an elevator to get you up on the catwalk. They had an elevator to get you. Yeah, it was anywhere we went, there was a place for them to get her in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
And that was the only one that we went to that was like that.
Another thing about Beam these days is they've got all their allocated stuff. The little books and the little book infinites, all those are loaded up in the gift shop these days. So yeah, if you're looking like, man, I've been chasing my tail, I can't find the little book, or I want that infinite, or I want that special Booker's release. I got it at the gift shop these days, which is cool.
Yeah, there. I've got one, Steve.
Okay, where would you like to go?
I'd go to Mount Vernon and go to the George Washington
Oh,
Distillery.
yeah.
That's a good one.
Cool.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, this construction started back in the late 1700s, I guess, and then
They're still working on it. They'll be done soon.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Dave Pickerel had in the reconstruction of it, or getting that going again, he had his fingerprints on that, amongst other people as well. So, and at one time it was actually, I think, one of the biggest, or producing.
Yeah. Yes, it was in
1791
or 91.
Yeah. So as much as I've been to Washington D.C., I've never gone, so I want to go.
Okay.
Good answer.
Okay.
Didn't Jerry Dalton do something with that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was involved.
Didn't he run
the
still, the one batch or whatever?
Yeah.
He helped
So
design the stills with Vendome, actually, and run it the first. They blew a cap off, almost killed everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm on a list there, Luke, to go distill. I can't wait to get my number drawn to be able to go down there and help out.
Hey Royce, when that happens, can you let us know? We'll go out there.
There you go.
Absolutely, man. It's really become a cool thing for distillers to be able to make the trek out there and be able to help Steve run the stills. I mean, he does such a great job, man. I mean, he's one of the fantastic distiller.
Steve Bayshore, for those listening that don't know who he's talking about there. Yeah, really good.
Good dude.
Really,
Why you ran down so much?
Yeah, running down New Orleans. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, Royce, while we got you on the mic there, what's a distillery you'd like to go to that you haven't been to? And you can't use the same one, so you got to use
I've got a good one. And I'm going to cross the pond and go over to Ireland. So I've been following these guys since about the same time that I got my distillery open. It's called, I don't know if I pronounce it, Mickle Distillery, MICIL.
Okay.
Mickle or Missile Distillery. And the guy's name is Padriak. And his family, they've been making whiskey for 7 generations. All of it illegal until him.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I know. And I thought it was really cool because they just released the first aged whiskey in Galloway in 100 years.
Okay.
He's about my age. And he's got his grandfather's old still. And if you all get a chance to watch it, there's a really good documentary, if you look it up on YouTube, that shows them, they used to bury the still or sink it out in a bog and then go bring it back up, and he still has that still. I mean, it's a great documentary.
That's cool.
The pot is wooden. It's a wooden pot with a copper top and the worm. I mean, it's pretty badass. So I would love to go out there and, at some point I'm going to get to Ireland, and that's definitely going to be one of the stops I go to, is to go check them out. Small, all pot still, probably about the same size as us.
Okay. Goeken, what do you want to go see?
I've actually got several.
It's only one.
Just one, Goeken.
I just had to pick one.
Yeah, well, you can share at the end afterwards, since you can you can't repeat. I don't want you throwing out 10 of them out there, and then it's like
then I'm gonna say I want to go to Leopold.
Leopold, yeah.
I'm curious about what the hell this 3-chamber thing is. I don't have a picture of it in my mind yet, so I'm curious.
Yeah, that's cool. It's worth seeing.
Okay, I'll show you what it is.
Yeah, Royce will show you soon. What Royce doesn't have though is the malting house, so it's worth going to that to see how they malt. That's incredible.
Leopold's operation's unbelievable. Out there.
Yeah, Leopold it's really second.
I'm sure
I have Carhartt bibs, so.
When did we go? 19, and it was still unreal then. It's telling what it looks like now.
Right. Phil, how about you, man?
Well, some of these choices are making me want to change my mind, but I'm sticking with the one I brought to the dance. I want to see what's going down at Uncle Nearest. I want to visit that spot. That's probably at the very top of my list to dive
Uncle
in there.
Nearest.
And now that they're open and proper, and check that out.
Yeah. Check out that big bar too. That'd be cool.
Check it all out.
Yeah. Mine is a simple one here. This is one that I've wanted to go to for a long time. For me, it's not easy to go to because I don't go to that part of the country a whole lot. But man, I'd like to go to Kings County and see what Colin's doing up there. Man, he's a great distiller, and he's got challenges of being in Brooklyn distilling. I just like to see the operation and see what's going on. And man, that's on my bucket list of places to go for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. So that's cool. So now everybody got to share theirs. There wasn't anybody who got shut out because they're like, that was going to be on mine. So Goeken, now you can share some other ones if you've got another list you want to get into.
I have two others that are, they're on my list and I will hit them in my retirement.
Okay.
But in Colorado, I want to go to Art of the Spirits and to Lenny's, to
Deerhammer, yeah.
Yeah, and I think just the experience at Detling, just to drive out in the middle of nowhere to see a guy making whiskey outside would be pretty cool.
It is. Stay away if it's raining. I would think it'd be hard to get out of there. It's
well, I have 4-wheel drive, so I'll be good.
Okay. Yeah, all right. It's sloppy. Yeah. I got to pull in the RV. I guess you stay in there for a while. So it is definitely in the middle of nowhere. It's like nothing else I've ever experienced. So yeah. Anybody else got any two that were on their list? They had backups. I didn't have backup. I got
a couple.
Okay, what do you got?
It baffles me. I don't know how much like Miss Beka Sue can't believe she hasn't been to James Beam. I can't believe I haven't been out to Augusta Distillery in northern Kentucky. I think because it's just too far to do in a day, and I'm never out that way. But they are near the very top. Mm-hmm. And also Chattanooga whiskey. I'd like to get down to southern Tennessee.
Yeah.
And check out these.
I've never been there. That would be a one too.
We'll go together. And we'll take.
I want to go to Akeley. What's that? I want to go see Stephen Callahan's new place in Tennessee Hills.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he just built a $25, $30 million distillery down there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Went from a 100-gallon pot still to a $30 million place. I mean, I want to go check that out. I've heard it's state of the art. Callahan's fantastic, makes good whiskey. So I want to go check that one out.
Yeah.
And where is this? Where then is it located?
Bristol. He just built one in Bristol.
Really?
Right. I remember this.
Check it out.
Here's another funny one that I haven't been to yet, although I've been to the parking lot before.
The parking lot.
I haven't been into New Riff yet.
The Riff,
What took you to the parking lot? Did you go? Were you at the Party Source?
The Party Store.
I've gone to Party Source numerous times, but we were supposed to go on a in-depth tour, but I don't remember his name.
Jay broke his leg.
Hurt. Yes, he got hurt.
Yeah.
And so the tour I was supposed to go on got canceled. And so I just haven't gone to New Riff yet, and I would love to go up there just because they're,
Well, I got to work on that. That was the ABV Network event.
They're our neighbor here.
That.
They're our Northern Kentucky neighbor, and I send a lot of people there, and they also have come down to see us. Like, they brought their whole crew down, and they also send a lot of people down to see us. And I love their products. I tell people, like, if you don't like something from New Riff, just try something else because they have so many different expressions that you might really enjoy. But I just haven't actually, I've seen the outside, I've driven past it a ton of times, but I've never actually gone in yet. So
I was surprised no one had on their list MGP. I would think that'd be on the bucket list for a lot of people.
Well, it's not really one that it's,
I've toured it twice, so it can be done.
But you're Steve Akeley. You gotta know people.
Not everyone's fucking Steve Akeley.
But you can't tell me they don't do tours. I've done it twice.
Or I should say Steve fucking Akeley. Not everyone's fucking Steve Akeley. Only one person has that. But
talk about your VIP-ness.
Yeah, there's a lot of VIP-ness that got me in there for sure. So that's I would assume on the bucket. It's just neat to see the volume that they do, and and the fact that it's not really available for tours for the most part.
Right.
It makes you want to do
you're
it that
just
much more.
rubbing it in.
I know,
I mean,
right?
I'm
He's
telling
like,
you.
oh,
You're
you guys don't get to just go there for tours? Oh, it's so
Oh.
funny. Well, I can.
Oh, the best part is the leprechauns who come out and serve you golden whiskey on a steel plate.
Exactly. Yeah.
You commoners.
Yeah, Willy fucking Wonka's up there, so.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. There is the show. There's some places we want to go. So we'll see. This, like I said, very experienced group. So it was interesting to me to see what you guys came up with. So that was some good stuff. So we're going to wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Goeken, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Jim Goeken.
All right. Phil.
Oh man, I'm everywhere. But you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Derby City Phil.
All right, Luke.
You can find us on Instagram at Santa Fe Boutique Wines, and I'm on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
The rare
right.
LinkedIn plug.
Yeah.
Love it.
Royce, how about you?
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Neely Family Distillery and at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com.
All right, Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We also got that company website, abvnetwork.com. Check it out. All of our previous content is on there. Also, come by and see me, the ABV Barrel Shop. It's always an exciting place because we're getting new barrel picks in all the time. And guess what? You can try before you buy. We say we got the best whiskey in the world. We back that up by saying, here, taste it. So come by and check us out, abvbarrelshop.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. Fartings. We'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye everyone.
Adios.
See you, everybody.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.